Hi there. If we haven't met before, my name is Juliet Martine, and I've been working for the past 18 years as an energy healer and spiritual teacher. I wanted to put this video together just to answer some questions about a new program I have launching this month called Stronger Within. And I've put this program together because over the past 18 years, I've worked with thousands of clients all across the globe. And the single most common problem I find that is really at the source of most of our issues is our relationship with ourselves and our sense of self-esteem, or more often, as is the case, is our lack of self-esteem. All of those feelings and stories and beliefs that we hold on to, that who we are is not enough. You know, not good enough, not intelligent enough, not attractive enough, not smart enough, not interesting enough, not experienced enough, not successful enough. Whatever your individual not enough story is, you know, we all have them. It's part of our collective human condition, if you like. And, you know, one of the things I'm really looking at in this Stronger Within program and what makes it different is I'm really looking at where do these stories come from, not just on an individual level, but on a collective level. Because across the board, we all seem to carry these stories. So it's not just an individual thing. And hopefully you'll get a bit of relief just from hearing that. You know, whatever your not enough stories are, whatever the ways are that you might feel inadequate in who you are, insufficient, in whatever ways you might be doubting yourself and holding yourself back. If I can just pass on through this little piece of the video so far, an insight that this is not just about you, this is part of our shared collective energy. And the reason why I've put this Stronger Within program together, because to this date, a lot of the focus has been on shifting our individual stories. And yes, we definitely carry individual stories, but those individual stories are part of a much bigger picture that is the mass consciousness, that is our shared collective story, that who we are as human beings is inadequate and insufficient and not enough. And so the Stronger Within program, I've really created it to help address this core root that is at the source of all of our feelings of inadequacy. It's not just something that is an individual problem where who we are, we start to believe that who we are is not only not enough, but we must be missing something, we must be faulty or broken in some way. And so if only I can find that missing thing, then I'll be enough, then I'll be lovable, then I'll be acceptable, then I'll be okay, then I'll be able to have the happiness and the success and the joy that I desire and I deserve. But when we're holding this story of inadequacy on a collective level, we need to go deeper. Part of, you know, the healing that's been happening over the last probably 40, 50 years has been addressing our individual story. And yet we still feel inadequate. We still suffer from feeling not good enough. We still struggle to love ourselves fully, to believe in ourselves fully, to feel confident and strong in who we are. And so I've developed this program to really help us go deeper on a collective level to address where these stories come from at a root source level. And I think part of the problem is in addressing our individual stories, we're just not really getting to what the heart of the matter is. The heart of the matter really exists on the soul level, that we've become disconnected from the essence of who we are. Because at the core of your being, the core of each of our being, who we are is a magnificent, divine, abundant, radiant being. But we've become so focused on our material life and our external circumstances and identifying ourselves through comparing ourselves with others and coming up with feeling that we're not good enough because there's always someone that's further ahead than us, that has more, that is more attractive, that is more intelligent, more successful, whatever it is we're comparing ourselves with. So we're always coming up to the same conclusion that who we are is not enough and we're missing something. But if we really go to that deeper level to connect, to reconnect with who we are at our essence, at the heart of our being, then we bypass the need to change our stories and actually go to the source, go to where our greatest self emanates from. We reconnect with who we truly are rather than these false perceptions of ourselves that we struggle with on a daily basis, and that are the things that cause us to manifest lack in our external experience. Because if we feel that who we are is lacking internally, then that's going to show up, it's going to take form, it's going to manifest in our experience of life. It's going to show up as a lack of love for our body, acceptance of our body. It's going to show up as struggling with our appearance, feeling inadequate in the way we look. It's going to show up as a struggle in our relationships with other people and experiencing a lack of love, relationships where we have difficulty relating to other people, where we don't feel confident in ourselves in those relationships, where we have difficulty attracting love into our life, a loving partnership. It's going to show up in our relationship with money, and how we feel about our value and worth is going to be reflected through our bank account. It's going to be reflected through our career, our work, our business success. It's going to show up in our physical health and well-being. It's going to manifest in our sense of purpose in life and that feeling of who am I to achieve success? Who am I to have a voice? Who am I to be heard? Who am I to express myself? Who am I to think that I have anything of any real value to contribute in the world? And, particularly when I do soul readings, I come up against that story all the time, where our soul is magnificent. It has purpose. It has reason for being here. It has something to share, a gift, a quality, a message. A skill, a knowing that it's here to share, something of value that we're here to contribute. And yet those stories that we hold on to are what cause us to say, but who am I? I'm just this small little thing. I'm no one of any real significance or value or worth. When in truth, we couldn't be further from that. We are a magnificent divine being. You are a magnificent divine being. And that's got nothing to do with your appearance. It's got nothing to do with the money in your bank account. It's got nothing to do with the ring on your finger or the length of your CV or the size of your home or the brand name of car that you drive or anything else you might identify yourself with. Regardless of what is or isn't happening in your life, and particularly at the moment as things are really changing for all of us, and some of those external things where we're not even able to stand in that energy at the moment. We're really being given an opportunity to stand in the energy of who we are, to come back home, not just to our physical environment, but to come back home to ourselves, to the heart of our being, to reconnect with our essence and who we truly are, and to know the strength of that, the power of that, the magnificence of that, and to really stand in the glory of that, the radiance of that, to bring who we are to the world, because the world needs us right now. It doesn't need us playing small. It needs us standing in our energy, being who we are, bringing forth our love and our gifts and abilities and everything that we have to contribute, and for us to be valued for that and for that to be reflected back in our life. Because we're here. If you're here right now, you're part of this change. You have part of, a role to play. So thinking that we're insignificant, we're insufficient, we're inadequate, doubting ourselves, right now is the time for that to change, which is why it's really pertinent to be launching this program, Stronger Within, right now. There really can't be a better time for us to reconnect with who we are at the heart of our being, at the deepest level of our soul, to know who we are and to feel the strength of that we can step forward in a different way, where we're not measuring who we are and attaching our sense of self to the material levels of our life. They're wonderful. They bring us great joy. But when we're really anchored in who we are, we know who we are, we feel strong in who we are, we have that sense of confidence and belief and knowing of self, we shift and change our relationship. And so then our outer circumstances will shift and change as a reflection of that. So that's really what's at the heart of this new program called Stronger Within. It's a 6-week program. It's going to be held online, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can still be part of it. And it's going to be run over 6 consecutive weeks, and each week we're going to really dive deeper to strengthen that connection with who we are at the heart of our being. Each week we're going to look at a different aspect of self or relationship that we have with ourself, because every relationship we have with ourself relates to a different area of our life, or it manifests in a different way. So we're going to be looking at our relationship with our self-worth, self-love, self-value, self-confidence, and self-belief, as well as shattering the myth that holds us in this collective belief that who we are is not enough. We're going to dive deep into each of those areas, because if we don't have a strong sense of self-worth, then we're not going to feel worthy of and deserving of receiving abundance in our life. So that really limits the level of goodness and abundance and wealth and richness that we receive in our life. And if our self-worth isn't strong, then we're not going to be able to truly love and accept ourselves as we are. We're not going to be in that unconditionally loving relationship with ourselves that is reflected through our relationships. So we're not going to attract unconditionally loving and accepting relationships into our life. And we're going to find it difficult to attract a beautiful, loving partner and supportive friendships and positive family relationships. And if we don't have that foundation of self-love, then we're going to find it really difficult to value ourselves. And so our self-value will be lacking. And that will show up in ways where we're lacking in the value that we see we contribute in the world. So we hold ourselves back in our career and our work and our business success. So our self-value will be reflected in those areas. So we're addressing each of these aspects, and then on top of that becomes our self-confidence. If we don't feel worthy and deserving, and we don't truly love and accept ourselves, and we don't value who we are, then we're not going to feel confident in our abilities. And so that gets reflected in the way we approach life, whether or not we embrace possibilities and opportunities, or whether we feel that we're really not good enough, we're not capable enough, we're frightened, we're scared of taking a risk and a chance. And so our life starts to stay very small, where we don't have the confidence to step out and try new things and embrace new opportunities. So on top of that, then we have our self-belief. And that's what we address in the last week of the program, is our self-belief. Having that fundamental knowing that who we are is enough, is more than qualified, is more than capable, is more than worthy and deserving, and is connected with a greater self, a higher self that is always supported, always safe, always well in the world. So having that fundamental sense of self-belief, knowing that we can achieve anything, that life is limitless, that it is filled with abundant possibilities and infinite opportunities, having that belief that that is available to us, and that it is safe, and we feel strong for us to step out in the world and to embrace all of those possibilities. That's really when we have that strong sense, when we are stronger within, then we have that strong knowing that anything and everything is truly possible, and we are living a limitless life. So each week across the 6 weeks of the program, we build on all of those elements: self-worth, to go from lacking self-worth to having a strong sense of self-worth; self-love, to go from perhaps questioning whether or not we're lovable enough, acceptable enough as we are, to having a strong sense of self-love, love for self and love for others. Building on that with self-value, rather than questioning the value and worth that we bring in this world, to really know that we are here, we have purpose, we have a valuable contribution to make, and having a strong sense of self-value. And self-confidence, knowing that we are more than capable, more than competent, more than able to achieve anything that life is bringing us, that anything that we wish to achieve, that we can be successful in that. So having a really strong sense of self-confidence. And then self-belief, having that strong sense of knowing, rather than lacking belief in ourselves and questioning who am I and feeling inadequate, really strengthening our sense of self-belief to know that anything and everything is truly possible. So it's a very exciting program. I'm very excited to be able to bring it to you. And more than anything, I'm excited for you, if you choose to be part of the program, for the shifts and changes that can come about because of it. Not just within yourself, your relationship with yourself, but within your relationship with life, with the people around you, with your future direction, with your level of abundance in all areas of life, your wealth in terms of your health, your friendships, your love, your level of intimacy and connection with the world around you, your purpose and fulfilling your reason for being here. So we're going to be touching on all these different areas and diving as deep as you wish to go. Across the 6 weeks, we'll not only have group calls, and you'll receive all of the notes from the calls and recordings of the calls, but every week there'll also be some tools and processes for you to use across the week in your own time to really strengthen the way you feel about yourself and your relationship with all of these different aspects of who you are. So you can continue to build on what we do each week in the group call. And there'll also be a private Facebook group, which will be exclusive for the people that are doing the program, for all of us to come together and really share our experiences and our insights, and to share the journey along the way as we, walk our path to come back home to ourself and our real heart, the heart of who we are, and our true, radiant, magnificent, divine self on that deepest level of our soul. So we get to do this journey together. It doesn't need to be a solitary journey. Even though we're walking our individual path, we're doing it together, and we are stronger because of that. So that's a bit more about the course, about the program. Let me tell you about what the program is not, okay? It's not a program where anyone's going to be, pumping you up. You can do this, you've got this, yeah, go girl, go guy. It's not about that, because that, at the end of the day, is all a lot of hot air. And, when we do courses that really pump us up in those ways, and then we step back into our individual life, all of that air starts to deflate. And we start to feel like more of a failure, because I was up here when I was doing the course and the program, and everyone was like, yeah, we've got this. And then here I am in my life, and all of that hot air starts to cool down and settle. And I feel like more of a failure because I'm back where I began. So it's not about pumping your energy up. It's not about motivation. It's not about glamour. Let me show you. These are my notes for today. This is about being really real. This is about coming back home to yourself. So it's not about, any fluff or glamour or, self-soothing, or loving yourself is about, going and having a bath with candles, or putting on soft music, or being kind to yourself. It's all of those things, don't get me wrong. It is about being kind to ourselves. In fact, here's a cup of kindness right now. It is about being kind to ourselves, but it's about changing our relationship with ourselves. So we're going to dive deep in this program. It's not going to be superficial, and it's going to help you really strengthen your relationship on that innermost level, so that beyond the program, doesn't matter what your circumstances are, whether they're good, bad, or otherwise, whether they're things that make you happy or things that are uncomfortable for you, you have that strong relationship with yourself, that you know that you're okay no matter what. You still have a strong sense of yourself regardless of what is or isn't going on in your life, because truth is, stuff happens in life, but it's the way we deal with it that determines our experience of it. And the way we deal with it is determined by what our relationship is with ourselves, and how we feel about ourselves, and whether or not we have confidence in who we are, whether or not we feel strong within ourselves, and whether or not we believe in ourselves. And that really depends on our connection with our essence, with our higher self, with the heart of who we are, coming back home to our soul, which is ultimately the source of all of our challenges and difficulties. When we disconnect from who we are at that deep level of our being, then that disconnection plays out in all the different areas of our life and starts to impact and show up on the physical and material level. So we're coming back home to the heart of our energy, and that's the purpose of this program. So that's what the program is not about. What it will do for you in traveling this journey across the 6 weeks is, it will not only help you come back home to yourself, but it will help you develop a stronger sense of inner peace. When we have a strong sense of self-worth, self-love, self-value, self-confidence, and self-belief, we are in a state of peace. And things can be going on around us. The world is changing. We can live with uncertainty in a way that we're still feeling strong within who we are, and at ease within our own skin, within our life, within ourself. So it will give you a stronger sense of inner peace, rather than living in a state of anxiety and struggle and worry and fear. Coming back home to that sense of inner peace that is unshakable. Coming back home to that sense of self that is unshakable and strong is what you'll experience through doing this journey in the program. It will help you reconnect with who you are at that deepest level, and really it will help you shift attitudes and perceptions about yourself and the world around you. So when we change our relationship inwardly, it also changes our relationship with things outwardly. So it's going to help strengthen not only how you feel about yourself, but how you feel about the world around you, the people around you. It's going to help you to step out of people-pleasing behaviors, step out of seeking external validation and approval from others. It's going to help you be more grounded and anchored in your energy, so stepping out of that anxiety and fight or flight response and panic and fear that we experience. It's going to help you come back home to a more grounded way of being in the world and being in your body and being in your physical experience, being in your relationships with the life around you and the world around you and all the different areas of your life. So it's really going to help you fill up your bucket, fill up the vessel that is you, to be feeling full and whole and complete within yourself, regardless of what's going on in your life. That then you're anchored and grounded in your energy. You're truly being you and who you've come here to be, and you're able to step forward to fulfill your purpose in being here. And like I said, if you're here at the moment during these times of immense change, then you have a role to play. And that role starts with you truly being you, not the you that you think you need to be to satisfy everyone else, to make everyone else happy, not the you that you think you need to be to wear that mask and keep up appearances and pretend that everything's okay when internally you're experiencing a state of chaos internally, or panic or fear or anxiety or inadequacy or insufficiency internally that is reflected in the world around us. It's really about feeling full, whole, complete, reconnecting with your radiant self and allowing that to shine in the world without the props that we rely on, without the masks that we wear, without worrying about the way we look and whether or not the way we appear is good enough, or worrying about what other people think. It's really about having that inner knowing that who you are is already enough, that everything you need is already within you, and that life is the journey to help bring out and unfold more of you. And that's what this 6-week program, Stronger Within, is designed to do, to help you discover all that is within you and to start to tap into that you are growing and expanding and feeling fuller and more whole and complete within yourself, and able to stand in your energy and bring your beautiful, divine, magnificent contribution into the world. Because the world needs you. It needs you to shine. And that's not to put pressure on you, but it's to say you have a role to play. If you're watching me now and we're having this conversation, there's something here for you to be, to contribute, to shine in the world. And we all need that. We need everyone to step up at the moment, particularly at the moment. The world is really changing, and it's stripping away everything that is false. So it's a time for us to get really real, which is why I've done this video in this way. It's not glamorous, it's not slick. I just wanted to have a real conversation with you to let you know that you matter, that there is gold within you, that everything you need is already within you. And if I can assist you to see that and to reconnect with that and to allow that to come forth, then together we're going to be contributing value in the world and be part of the change. And to also help you realize that you're not alone. This is part of our collective human condition, that we feel inadequate, that we doubt ourselves, that we question, who am I good enough? What is it that I have of any real worth or value to contribute in the world? And if you're listening to me now, then it's because most likely you have something of real value to contribute, but you might not be seeing it yet. So across the course of the 6 weeks of the program, Stronger Within, you may well really start to see what it is you're here to contribute in the world. So the other reason why I'm doing it as a 6-week program is I basically want to save you years of therapy, years of trying to fix and heal everything that you perceive is wrong with you, years of frustration and struggle and experiencing lack in all the different areas of your life, years of opportunity lost where you've been playing small, keeping yourself hidden, not wanting to be seen, questioning your value and worth. I want to save you all of that time, all of that energy, all of that money, all of that frustration, all of that mental anguish and emotional pain, to say, you know what, there's something going on a collective level here, and we're all part of this change, and we can actually use this time to go within and really reconnect on a much deeper level. Rather than trying to fix all the problems on the surface level at which they appear. I think it was Einstein said that in order to solve a problem, we need to, raise our energy to find the solution at a higher level. And that's what we're really doing here through this Stronger Within program, is we're reconnecting with ourselves at a deeper level, which is our connection with our highest self, our greatest potential, our true divinity in being here on this earth at this point in time during this period of change. So I want to save you all of that pain, and collectively for all of us to answer the call to truly be who we're here to be and to step up into living our fullest potential. And this program is my way of cutting through all of that pain and suffering to step out of the struggle and step into living our fullest potential. So more than ever, I invite you to join me and us on the program. Please have a look at all of the information on the webpage, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to contact me personally. I will answer every email myself. If you have any concerns about the program, if you're wondering, is this for me? Any questions at all, just drop me a line. I'd be more than happy to answer the questions for you, and I'd love to see you join in the program. If you'd love to connect with yourself at that truly deeper place that is your authentic soul self, to have a stronger sense of who you are, to really come back home to the heart of your being and know that you are truly worthy and deserving on every level, to have a stronger sense of shifting out of inadequacy and self-doubt into unshakable self-worth, self-love, self-value, self-confidence, and self-belief, I'd love you to join the program. Simply visit my website, JULIETMartine.com, click on the program link and the enrollment button, and I really hope to see you there. Bye for now.